Okay.
No, I just believe.
What I'd like to do then is, let's get back together as a larger group, and let's talk about all these different documents. But before we get started, I passed out a handout, a cardstock gray handout in front of you, and let's turn it over to the business communication tips side. And what we have here is a review of our presentation skills and our writing skills program. The basic idea here is that we do, as a company, we teach a process approach. How to plan, how to organize, and then how to deliver. And you're either delivering speaking or you're delivering writing. And so it's a kind of a why thing, and that's what this represents here, are just some tips from both of our programs and the like. Turn it over to the other side, and the upper left-hand corner says systematic review process. That's something we are going to look at tomorrow in terms of a systematic way to review any writing that comes across your desk. There's a process you want to use so that you get all the second words and you get all the little periods and all that kind of stuff. The deliver relates to our presentation skills program. On the right-hand side, the key ideas. This is what I'd like you to pay attention to. And here, what I'd like you to do is, when we're having a discussion and you think, oh, that's a good idea, I want to remember that, write it down on this key ideas page. One of the things that happens when you go to training is you go to training, you get this binder, you put all kinds of notes in the binders, you go back to your desk and you never look at it again. It's on. And so what I'd like you to do is create a summary on a thing that you could actually get out and look at. So have this out, jot notes on this. Periodically what I'll do is I'll stop the program and say, hey, what's on our key ideas page? We'll use it as a summary and a teach back, things like that. So just have this out, use this as your primary note guide. And then let's look at this daily mail exercise, and why don't let's look at document number 1. This is the Banco document. And let me ask, who liked the Banco document? Is it first, second? Any of us like the Banco document? Okay, Tim, tell me, what did you like about the Banco document?
It started off with reiterating the telephone conversation.
Okay, the per our conversation.
And then the second part was the actual request of it all, the actual request and that they were talking about.
So the request was up front?
Correct.
Okay.
And then again, it ended with the reason they needed it and again reiterating their request.
So it had a bit of a summary.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Something I didn't like about it was way too much information in there. It was just overwhelming, the amount of just the numbers, and they used a lot of acronyms, the CTR, TOL. I guess if you work for the parentheses, the parenthetical statement, the VT12, VT04, you have no clue what that is if you weren't part of this corporation.
Okay, now this is an interesting thing, because this is a technical document written to whom? Is the reader a technical reader, or probably not?
It says manage, so I would think not.
It says to manage, but the way it's written, it would seem that maybe it's to someone who knows what they're talking about.
Right.
They had this conversation. So it's a technical document written to a technical audience, we think. I mean, it's taken out of context. And so you run some risks with that. But I think there's a big error there in that they're using a lot of jargon. And if you don't know what the jargon is, there's a big problem there. So when we talk about our goals, some of the audience analysis stuff here, this was taken out of context. That's a problem.